On a parlé beaucoup du maritime, de l'eau, des enjeux climatiques. Et on va voir comment, finalement, on peut utiliser l'intelligence artificielle pour essayer, en fait, de mieux gérer, justement, le commerce et notamment les chocs qu'on peut avoir par rapport au Saint-Laurent. Alors, je vais inviter Igor Sadoun, qui est un chercheur postdoctoral ici au Cyrano et qui travaille, justement, à développer des solutions basées sur l'intelligence artificielle pour mieux mettre en place des politiques résilientes, en fait, au choc, notamment sur le Saint-Laurent et les Grands Lacs. Et il est gradué de l'Université de Polytechnique Montréal en mathématiques. Igor, c'est à toi.
Bonjour à tous. Donc mes slides sont en anglais, donc je vais présenter en anglais. OK. So AI for shock resilient trade governance in the Saint-Laurent Great Lakes corridor. So this is a picture of the region, so the SLGL region, and we can see the maritime routes. So as we said many times today, this is the third largest economy in the world, combining 31% of the combined US-Canada workforce. So the SLGL maritime corridor is one of the most critical infrastructure in the region because this is an replaceable transportation mode, and the commodities that are transported, are essential commodities. So, for example, steel, grain, gas, and oil. And also, the Saint-Laurent opens up international trade for inner states, such as Michigan. So, shocks and systemic risks. So, there are many potential risks and shocks. But we identified two main ones. So first, climate change. So climate change causes water levels to fluctuate in the Saint-Laurent River. And this directly disrupts navigation. So for example, you can have a ship that is stuck and cannot pass under a certain bridge because of the water levels. And of course, there is an ongoing trade war, so this is another issue. Because if private and public parties in both US and Canada have to seek for alternative trade routes, for example with Europe, this will increase the traffic volume in the Saint-Laurent River. So this is an increased stress in maritime infrastructure that may be already weakened by climate change. So we have a bigger problem then. And of course, all that combined creates a direct economic impact, so trade inefficiency, market uncertainty, and slower industries. So before to dive into the subject of AI and our solution, let's talk about why AI first. AI is convenient for creating an holistic approach. So something that combines many and various aspects of the problem. Also, we need a tool for real-time decision making. So we need a recommendation system for policymakers and private parties. And AI is a facilitator of that kind of tool. And we need also counterfactual analysis. So we need to be able to simulate alternate scenarios and to simulate shocks. And the last argument, which is, in my opinion, the strongest argument, an AI solution is a solution that is an answer in an AI-driven world. And policymakers need to integrate the AI web. So. Okay, so first we need data, of course. So since we're aiming for a holistic approach, we need data that comes from various sources. So navigation, economic, and climatic data, and we need to integrate all that kind of data together. And then we can use the data to feed a deep learning pipeline. So first, we do predictive analysis. So predictive analysis is basically prediction. And the idea is to answer the question, what is happening? Then we have generative AI, Gen AI. So Gen AI is about producing synthetic but realistic data. So GenAI will help us answer the question, what could happen? And then we have agentic AI. AI agents are basically artificial agents that represent a real economic agents in the system. And those will help us answer the question, what should happen? And all that combined, we have an integrated system to answer the question, how to sustain effectiveness in the SLGS maritime corridor regarding of the risk and shocks. So let's dive just with a bit more detail into the generative AI. So as I said, generative AI is about to use real data, so data that we have, and then to train a generator that will produce synthetic data. So the data produced is synthetic, but it is realistic. And why doing that? Because it's because it will help us simulate counterfactual scenarios, and we need simulations to be able to forecast the future with more accuracy. Data augmentation. So data augmentation is about amplifying weak signals in the data that we have. So for example, if you have a category in the data that is underrepresented, you can amplify that signal by simulating and sampling synthetic instances of that category. And with generative AI, we can sample a virtually infinite stream of fresh data that we can use to further train other models on top of that. And AI agents, so the other components of the system. So basically, AI agents are just artificial agents that represent real agents. So for example, port authorities, shipping companies, or environmental regulators. Those agents evolve in a synthetic environments. In this case, this is the SLGL environment. So the environment is built via the production of synthetic data. And the agents are trained regarding an objective. So for example, the objective can be trade efficiency, but it can also be, for example, to aim for a certain target in terms of carbon emission. It could be also cost reduction. And the idea is to train those agents in that system that is realistic, and to see what they do. So, from that to draw a recommendation system for policymakers of what they should do in a certain condition. So this slide is just to recap the whole system. So we start with data, then we do predictive analysis, then Gen AI to build a synthetic environment, then AI agents that are trained on that synthetic environment, and then of course at the end we have the validation. So validation is basically doing back and forth between real and synthetic data so that we can do some reality check and be sure that what we are recommending makes sense. And thank you for listening, and yeah, bon appétit.